but we've mentioned it before, but head football coach of the Patriots, Mike Vrabel,
Yes.
was not there for day 3 of the draft because he left for personal reasons to go get counseling from the situation that he has going on with former athletic reporter Diana Rossini and the alleged inappropriate relationships that they've been having for the past few years. So what you think about, like, it's only a couple things bigger than the draft if you're an NFL head coach. You got the Super Bowl, you got training camp, and then you got the draft. I mean, how responsible has he been? Not saying he can't go get counseling, but you couldn't go get counseling on Monday? You had to miss one of the biggest.
That's what I didn't understand. I mean, I thought he could have waited. He might as well wait till the day after the draft. The last race, man, he could have went and got counseling, you know. And I know he got to go through the protocol and.
What protocol?
I guess, role he playing, trying to impress himself. Because at the end of the day,
what protocol?
He checked himself in rehab.
What he rehabbing from?
I guess he figured he need help here in the wrong. He's trying to keep his image up. At the end of the day, his boss don't care. That's his type of guy. Kraft get down like that. Shoot, hey, if you get caught up in a league, a situation like that, you working for the right owner. If you working for the right owner, you good. If he was working for one of them, what's the lady used to own the Rounds back in the days?
Hey,
Tennessee.
It don't look like his wife going anywhere because they said she was spotted with her ring on. She's still wearing her wedding ring. So,
man,
where's she supposed to go? Just curious, where's she supposed to go?
Ain't nowhere for her to go.
All right.
She ain't going nowhere. Some white women like this, hey, they behind doors. I'm sure she cussed them out, but she's still gonna be behind them. She ain't gonna do like Megan Thee Stallion did Thompson, put their business all out there. That was ignorant. That was wrong.
But had it been the sister, you think it'd be the same thing?
Well, it depends how she raised. If she come from old school real, yeah, but if it come from like Megan Thee Stallion, they gonna put the business out there. They gonna do what they do.
So
Kobe wife had to self too, because some of them already know they gonna miss out if they, just in case they leave. They think they getting a lot. And you look at Kobe, all the money he made later on down the road, she sat down and hey, it is what it is.
I will say the difference in the two situations, and we're gonna talk about the other situation here in a second. And I think personally they made a mistake, even Vrabel, because they weren't all on social media doing what they did, right?
Right.
It came out, whatever they were allegedly have been doing, and then you get on TV and you say, I'm missing my job to go get counseling for a personal situation, but I didn't do nothing wrong. So what you getting counseling for? So just come on, if you're gonna get on there and talk about you want to look good, you getting counseling, just come out and say what you did wrong and help everybody, as opposed to saying. But the other point too though is when the people that look like other people other than what he looks like, when do they get a chance to go on TV and say we're going to get counseling? Because normally, like a Sharon Moore or Ume, they just lose their jobs. It ain't no we talking about it.
Well, I'm going to say this. I'm not going to make this a racist thing because I'm going to tell you why as a black...
I'm not making it racial. I'm just
Hold up. You're talking about Sharon Moore. He's black. I'm just going to keep it real with you. We can't do what they do. That's just the reality. And that's the smartest thing you have to do. You got to keep it in your pants. You got to think up here instead of between the legs. And that's going to cost you a major job. Sharon was at a major program. They already didn't want that black coach there. That white, and you had a white coach put in a contract, hardball, that if I leave, he's automatically head coach. And then you mess it up. And then the girl get on what TV talking about, he deserved to go to jail. You wrong. You more wrong than anything because you push the fact because he's a married man. A person, if you're both married, is one thing. But if you're single, messing with a married person, that's another thing. That's playing Russian roulette. So wrong was wrong. Don't get me wrong, but shit to me more wrong.
So you think if he would have a whole press release right now with the whole thing, the Paige Shiner, whatever her name is, she going on the whole like.
Oh, she got a press run. She's on Good Morning America and all that stuff.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
But my question is, if Sharon had did what this cat is doing and said, you know what, I'm sorry, I'm gonna go to get some counseling. he potentially could have kept his job as opposed to running over there.
I don't think so.
If his athletic director was wild, got caught with a prostitute in Miami and liked to play with the women, and the university let him excuse that, he could have got off.
Oh, wait.
You got to realize.
Somebody in the chat said Mike Tomlin got away with the same thing. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I never heard that.
That's BS. And everybody think he retired because of this, because of that. People don't realize that man had a lot of dealings with his wife. His wife was sick. So you can't believe what you're reading here. His wife was sick.
So let's just talk about it then. We're gonna talk about it, then we're gonna get into some more real sports. But since we're on the subject, we all know that Klay and Megan broke up. You know, Megan said he was cheating, which I don't know if he was or what.
But my point is,
well, we know Klay for being with women. It's nothing new. And then we also know Megan, she ain't the most wholesome.
She ain't Angel, no.
So it's just like,
she from Houston, man. Come on.
What you talking about? Hold on now. Megan was cooking dinner for the family. She was holding hands. She was at his courtside at his game.
Man, look here. I'm gonna say this.
She looking wholesome to me.
I'm gonna say this, Melvin. I'm gonna say this to you, Julie. It's always two sides to the story. The old folks talk
No. It's three sides.
The truth.
Three sides.
No, two sides in the truth.
Okay.
Third is the truth. Yeah. Let's get it right. So my point I'm saying is, to me, you shouldn't put your business out there because people think it's hard for two celebrities to date. Everybody gonna be, but it's not like that. And that's why you go to good men. There's plenty of celebrities that still married. Look at Grant Hill and his wife. Look at Angela Bassett and her husband. You know what I mean? But if you're not really ready, I know y'all go through the moment, don't do it. But like I said, we don't know what went on with that. But to me, whether he was in the wrong behind doors, keep y'all business to yourself.
See, I'm gonna say this. I think for them getting together in the first place was a publicity stunt.
Yes.
Because she was getting heat from the Tory Lanez thing by locking up another, black man and stuff like that. So she was getting heat for a little bit, and then all of a sudden she pop out with Mr. Klay Thompson, and all the girlies, they like, oh, she got him one, she got him, so it kind of took the heat off of her with the Tory Lanez thing.
Yeah.
And so I kind of already, I don't know, I just knew from the start, I just thought it was a publicity stunt because, like you said, the social media thing. Once you put stuff on social media, now it's no longer just for you and that person. Now the whole world has to be involved with what y'all got going on.
Right, because we'll go back in the days when they did things for publicity, but now they ain't had that internet stuff out now. Now they get paid for it and everything else. Like it says publicity,
somebody take it to another level. They said Jada and Will in the chat. I don't think it was that bad. It's not that bad.
Ain't nobody like them. Will the puppy, he just want whatever Jada say.
We don't have no time in the show to discuss
talk about them nuts.
The red table and all that other stuff. So, but what I will say is you know what? I think that it was genuine. Somebody they happened to meet. It was genuine. They had a little spark, whatever, between Megan and Klay. I really think it was genuine. I'm not saying somebody behind the scenes didn't intentionally introduce them during a certain time, but for Megan, it was like she was getting a lot of shine. For Klay, he probably had his worst league in the NBA because he couldn't focus. I mean, from that standpoint,
but it's women out here saying that Megan Thee Stallion is the reason why Klay is even known, which is wrong.
No, Klay been on.
That's what I'm saying.
Go back and look at his roster. Klay got a roster.
That's what I'm saying. So the whole thing. That's what I'm saying. The whole thing to me just feels like a publicity stunt because if it's a real relationship, I wouldn't even put it on social media or anything like that. Even if he was to come out and y'all have y'all differences, why does it need to go on social media?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why I need to go on social media because they started on social media with the whole golf course, she cooking, all that stuff. And so she wanted to let everybody know, hey, I ain't cooking for this cat no more.
Like LA Troll, like who is this? LA Troll Fremo's in the chat talking about monetized. Yes, it's all monetized, baby.
Man, it's like you say, I'm with Julius, man. It's about the publicity, man. the numbers and everything. These days, you can't tell what relationships are real or not.
So let's talk about another, quote, scandal a little bit that I don't think is publicity because this brother's struggling. You got the quarterback from Texas Tech who just transferred, Brendan Scoresby. I think he's checked into a facility for gambling addiction.
Yes.
Talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, you know, my thing is they don't want you playing no bets with those bet games as an athlete. Because you remember when Tricky Newhouser got caught up in Colorado with that March Madness. So I think that's what's going on now. To me, I don't know why would he want to check himself into a rehab. You got one more year. You would project to be a top 5, top 6 quarterback. You got 1 year eligibility. That may get taken away. And this might ruin your career, whole career. Because you know how they are about gambling. But to me, they are all playing the bets. But we don't know how far and deep this is yet. And they doing an investigation and it don't look good. It don't look good for the cat. And I know Texas Tech fans going crazy because they paid a lot of money for this guy. I watched this guy play the first game this year against Nebraska at the Chiefs Stadium. He's a good baller player, man. And that's money they put in this cat. Oh, man.
Well, I mean, if this is going to keep him from being tempted on the field next year, because the last thing you want is for him to have some bets going on during the football season. He playing quarterback, because if there's anybody on the field that can affect the game, it's the quarterback.
Yes, and he
need to go get that help.
Right, he gonna get that, and he's the top quarterback in the Portal rankings. He was like #1 guy everybody was going.
Yeah, he was the top quarterback coming in the portal. And so he checks himself into...
Because kids, they don't want nobody to play with no gambling. So people out there, athletes listening out there, parents out there, please don't let your kids play on them gambling. All that stuff illegal now. Ain't that crazy? But as an like they don't, my understanding, I don't think NFL, it is true, Julian. I don't think, Julius, I don't think that NFL players can play, what y'all call it?
Fantasy football.
Fantasy football.
No, they can't. They can't. Yeah. Well, they strongly discourage it from that standpoint. Because you really betting on other players on other teams from that standpoint. So let's keep the scandals going. This is a scandal edition of In the Tunnel.
Yes.
You got your boy, your homeboy, your partner,
ain't my
your
partner.
long-time hometown, former Houston.
Straight out of
Was he Houston Rocket? Was he Houston Rocket?
Played with U of H.
Let's play U of H, my bad.
Straight out of Galveston.
Damon Jones pleaded guilty to gambling. Sports betting, he's got a potential sentence on the line, 21 to 27 months.
Yes.
Poker case, another sentence of 63 to 78 months. They're projecting he's going to get at least 5 to 6 years in prison. What's your thought on the whole situation?
Well, that boy, they're just always been having a gambling problem. And, you know, that's sad because you got people looking out for you, you know. He has a tendency to get with the top dogs on the team, like when he was in Miami. I remember Charles Barkley used to call him his butler. That was funny. Then you get in when a youngster come in, LeBron James, and LeBron took a big liking to the guy and helped the guy. The guy was going through so many financial problems, gambling problems, and this guy helped you. He got your ass a shooting coach and got you on all kind of things. Had a gig overseas for him. I mean, the guy was trying to save his marriage. I heard that shit just a crazy flip-flop. But my thing is, man, how you mess over the people that help you? And then you get in with the monsters and tell them when LeBron's gonna play, he's not gonna play this many minutes and this and that. And that's your boy. And then you know that poker game was rigged and you got Garnett and all of them coming there. It just, that brother just shady. And like I say, I feel for him, man. And even behind doors, I don't think it's gonna be, behind bars, I don't know if it's gonna be safe. And when he get out of before he go in, he gonna have to watch his back for the rest of his life. Because I tell you what, he's banned, he ain't gonna be able to go around none of that stuff, and he done lost everything.
Well, we're in the chat. Well, we're in the chat though. The chat, Lynn said, I think it's hypocritical that all these leagues are advertising gambling and punishing players for it.
You said what?
I think it's hypocritical that all of these leagues are now advertising gambling.
Yes.
Prize Picks, DraftKings.
Yeah.
But now they're punishing players for participating in it.
I feel what they're saying, but this is a totally different ball game.
Hold on for a second.
Everywhere you look, they're promoting gambling. Even the content creators, Gil Arena, like all the ex-players, everybody's promoting the gambling. And like anybody's first advertise or ad that they do is a gambling company. So
yes, but this dealing with some deep stuff, mob stuff, and you telling on your friend, and you coaching in the lead, and saying what we doing and giving them the game plan? Come on, man.
Well, so
He's a
here's my thing.
Damon Jones is a little different.
David Jones is very
deep.
different.
And then you fool around, get your life taken, and family members get their life taken. That's deep.
Yeah, because Damon Jones, first and foremost, you are inviting your associates to a poker game night, nice place, private event. By the way, have y'all noticed we don't see no pictures of none of these poker games that these people were at, right? Because they did it the right way. I have no problem with that. But the game is rigged, and so you making money on the front side and the back side. They paying you to get these players there, and then you getting money off the back side because the game is rigged. So, from that standpoint, he just shady, and he deserves everything he gonna get plus more. And then on the flip side, you got good players in the league that you coaching or associated with.
Yeah,
you get insider information about them not playing, and now you messing up their name by saying, oh yeah, LeBron ain't gonna play tonight.
And then on top of that, you got relationship with guys like going at them, and you tell them to come play this poker game and it's rigged. Here's a guy, he's not even liking his hometown, I understand it. Heard a lot of people buddy down there. It's crazy, I tell you, but his grandma, Miss Betty, used to make the best burgers. But it's a shame, man. Your reputation is gone. And it's like he got to watch his back for the rest of his life. And who wants to be around him? I'd be scared to stand around him. But I'm praying for the brother, and I can just pray for him and pray for his family. But
so what do you think?
Jones, that was real stupid
and dumb.
How
y'all feel about these referees, though?
Yeah.
So let's just talk about it. The scandal edition of In the Tunnel continues. So we got referees that they found were involved with gambling.
Yes.
And, they got fired or whatever, and so they can't ref anymore.
But how long has this been going on?
It's been going on a while. They did the documentary on the guy on Netflix.
It's been going on for a minute.
Yeah,
it's been going on for a minute. By the way, it's a lot of, so here's the thing about the gambling now. All this gambling been going on since for forever, right? But now the powers that be want they cut. So it used to be everybody had a pot over here. Well, you still had a pot over here. Somebody running numbers over here. Somebody had a bookie over here taking. Now they said, you know what? It's millions and trillions of dollars being spent in gambling every year, and we don't get no tax break off of it. So now they're legalizing it, and you can go a lot of different places other than just Vegas back in the day or Jersey City back in the day.
Okay, but the question I got for Julius and you, Mel, do you pretty much Chauncey Billups is pretty much gonna be like Pete Rose? Black ball out the league, Rutgers taken, because he had a Hall of Fame career.
Yeah.
So he's pretty much, you think, gonna be like Pete Rose or NBA?
The only thing I would say is Chauncey Billups, to my knowledge, wasn't trying to intentionally do anything illegal. He might have been trying to do something egregious, but not illegal. And when I say that, he was inviting people to these poker games, but he didn't know the games were rigged. Right. So, you know what? Chauncey got, I'm not going to call ball players leagues, so I'm going to use people that's not around. So let's say Chauncey invited Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell to go play poker. He was just getting the famous people there. He didn't know the game was rigged, because guess what? Those cats, they don't want to walk into a regular casino, and they don't want to go get a private room. They want to gamble with people that's making kind of the same money, hang out in the same circles they hanging out with, and just have fun, right? So Chauncey, unfortunately, unlike Pete Rose knew gambling was illegal, and he got banned. Chauncey gonna get banned because he got caught up with the wrong folks.
Yeah, and Pete really wasn't that serious to me the way how they did him to me.
So
go back and think about it.
It's all about your choices.
I just say it's with the wrong folks. I don't gamble, so I can't really. It's hard for me to put myself in those shoes. I wouldn't be able to see it, but I do understand, like people being with like people, because you don't expect to get cheated if you with the same people that you with.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's cold blooded.
That's cold blooded. That's why I said Damon Jones is a different cat.
Like the guy on ESPN said when they first started this investigation, I remember watching SportsCenter at night, and the guy was interviewing for the NBA. I can't think of the guy's name, but he said the worst person in trouble is Damon Jones. And the thing is, like Julius, you say you don't gamble, but when you do start that habit of gambling, it's like a drug. It's hard to stop. I was raised all the time. So yeah, that boy been having had that problem since he was in college at U of H that I can remember, and all that stuff on them, and it's a bad habit. It's a habit you don't want to start. I know a lot of people got to stop that habit because they were losing everything.
No, I do you one because and shout out to one of my close friends. I ain't gonna say your name, but he actually has a gambling problem. Like I think he spent over like $40,000 last year just off of like doing fantasy football and all type of stuff. And I was just like, I couldn't understand it. I couldn't wrap my mind around it. And he's like, man, you really don't. He's like, you hit big. And he's like, that one big hit right there is an adrenaline rush just to keep you going.
So,
and then before you realize it, he's like, you $40,000 in the hole.
Yeah. So the thing about it is, greedy. Gambling is a disease because it's just like, or sickness just because it's just like you chasing that first high or that big high, right?
But Melvin, but it's crazy when people play them poker games. You have people that don't drink, and they might be getting whooped by a person. That person they gonna keep going. Because they know that person's going to get drunk. That's why I say it's never good to drink.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you got people that their vice is drinking. Some people's vice is drugs. Some people's vice is gambling. Yeah. They can't stop. They can't control it. They have that addictive personality from that standpoint. So when you start talking about, I mean, man, we got some other stuff we could go over, but the scandal edition continues. I mean, you got your boy Dak Prescott, who reported to volunteer training camp. Him and his girl broke up.
Right.
His baby mama, they broke up allegedly because she didn't want to sign the prenup.
Right. I mean, we talked about it a couple weeks ago.
She didn't want to sign the prenup.
I can't blame the man for that.
Yeah, I say all you doing is covering yourself with the prenup.
Say, man, let me tell y'all something. Steven Jackson, I felt that brother one night. He went Facebook Live, spoke with his Jay. And how he was hurt because he kept telling his girl for the 2 years, get the prenup. And it was like a movie because one of my boys, our boy was at his wedding. Shock. And it was like a movie. Everybody waiting and everything. And I understand his mother told him, don't you marry her until she signed it. She never wanted to sign it. And then the wedding came and she still ain't signed it. And they had to call it off.
But see,
I felt that brother Jackson. He did because Steven Jackson did the right thing.
But I think women are also missing the point that is the prenup is protecting what you brought into the relationship.
Right. So
you stay down and you help them make money, whatever y'all make together is for you too.
Yes.
Right.
I mean, exactly. So now it's just putting the burden of performance on you, on the woman. So it's just like, buckle down, do something.
What burden of performance? He gonna make money the day after y'all get married. Dak Prescott still got a contract. Right. He gonna get more endorsements. So all you gotta do is just take care of your dude and take care of the family.
And that's why I said burden of performance.
Hey, get in the chat and let us know if you think she should sign a prenup or they should sign the prenups moving forward. Hey, the scandal edition continues.